Think you can pack your drone, your favorite wine, or even a power strip for your cruise? Think again, some of these could get you denied boarding before your vacation even starts. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser or planning your very first voyage, understanding these bans can save you from inconvenience, delays, or even denied boarding. So, let's take a closer look at what you absolutely cannot pack and why cruise lines have tightened their grip on these restrictions in recent years. 1. Power strips with surge protectors. Many travelers rely on power strips to charge multiple devices, but on cruise ships, not all types are welcome. Power strips with surge protectors, in particular, are now banned. The reason is that the electrical systems on board are specially designed for marine conditions and are highly sensitive. Surge protectors can interfere with these systems, potentially causing electrical faults or even fires. Cruise lines prefer passengers to bring only non-surge power strips or USB hubs that meet their safety requirements. This rule has caught many people off guard, especially in today's world where travelers carry phones, tablets, cameras, and other electronic devices. However, cruise operators are very strict on this point, and security will often confiscate surge protected strips at embarkation. To avoid losing your equipment, it's best to check the cruise line's official list of approved power accessories before packing. The ban is not just about protecting the ship's power system, but also about safeguarding passenger safety. Cruise ships function like small, self-contained cities with thousands of people living, eating, and moving around in close quarters. In such an environment, even a minor electrical problem can escalate rapidly into a serious situation. Fires on the open sea are particularly dangerous because emergency services are limited and containment becomes a race against time. That's why cruise lines prioritize eliminating any potential hazards, no matter how small they may seem. Devices like surge protectors, which are usually harmless at home, can overload circuits or spark under the heavy, complex electrical systems of a ship. Their use in cabins may seem convenient, but in reality, they introduce a significant risk that could endanger everyone on board. By strictly enforcing this ban, cruise operators ensure that both passengers and the ship remain safe throughout the voyage. 2. Drones and aerial devices. Drones have become incredibly popular in recent years, often used to capture breathtaking travel footage. Yet cruise lines have moved to ban them on board. The main concern lies in the risk of drones interfering with ship operations or injuring passengers if they malfunction. Launching or flying a drone from a moving cruise ship is not only difficult but extremely dangerous. Even if passengers claim they will only use drones on shore, many cruise lines still restrict them entirely. Security checks at embarkation are thorough, and drones found in luggage are typically confiscated until the end of the journey. There's also the issue of privacy and personal boundaries. With thousands of passengers on board, drones can unintentionally or even intentionally capture images or videos of people without their consent, creating discomfort and potential disputes. In crowded areas like decks, pools, or dining venues, the presence of flying drones can feel intrusive and disruptive. Beyond the ship itself, many ports of call enforce strict local regulations regarding drone flights, which could expose the cruise line and passengers to fines, legal action, or even confiscation of equipment. By banning drones entirely, cruise companies remove these risks and maintain a safe, respectful environment for everyone. For passengers who still want to capture memories of their journey, cruise lines often encourage the use of traditional cameras, smartphones, or professional onboard photography services. These alternatives not only ensure compliance with rules, but also allow travelers to document their vacation without disturbing others or jeopardizing legal safety. 3. Irons and steamers. Another surprising restriction is the ban on personal irons and steamers. Many travelers want to keep their clothes neat and wrinkle-free during a cruise, but bringing these appliances is strictly prohibited. The reason is again tied to fire safety. Irons and steamers generate high heat, and in the confined environment of a ship, even a small spark could result in a dangerous situation. Cruise cabins are not equipped to handle such heat-producing devices, and the risk outweighs the convenience they provide. Security staff check carefully for these items, and if found, they are confiscated immediately. To make life easier for passengers, cruise lines usually provide a variety of safe alternatives. Most ships offer professional laundry and pressing services, where trained staff handle garments with care and ensure everything comes out perfectly clean and wrinkle-free. For those who prefer a hands-on approach, some vessels also feature self-service laundry rooms equipped with specialized washers, dryers, and pressing stations designed for safe use at sea. By taking advantage of these options, guests can maintain their wardrobe without risking safety or violating ship rules. The ban on irons at steamers may initially seem strict or inconvenient, but it underscores how seriously cruise operators treat fire hazards. 4. Candles and incense. Cruise ships aim to provide comfort and relaxation, but one thing you cannot bring is candles or incense. These items, although common in homes for setting a calm mood or adding fragrance, are considered serious fire hazards at sea. An open flame, no matter how small, is one of the greatest risks on board. Ships are tightly packed with cabins, and even a small candle flame could trigger alarms or cause a dangerous fire. For this reason, candles and incense are prohibited by nearly all cruise lines, regardless of the occasion or intent. Passengers who want a cozy atmosphere in their cabins are advised to bring alternatives like battery-operated flameless candles. The ban reflects the cruise industry's zero-tolerance policy toward any open flame that is not part of the ship's controlled equipment. Even if passengers claim they will only light candles briefly, the rules remain strict. Cruise lines provide many safe ways to enjoy a pleasant environment, including onboard spas, lounges, and fragrance options available through duty-free shops. Safety is always prioritized over personal convenience, and most travelers quickly understand the reasoning once they consider the risks. 5. Hoverboards and electric scooters. In recent years, hoverboards and small electric scooters have become trendy, especially among younger travelers. However, these devices are banned on most cruise ships. The primary reason is the lithium-ion batteries that power them. These batteries can overheat, catch fire, or even explode under certain conditions. Given the strict safety standards of ships, cruise lines prefer to eliminate the risk altogether rather than manage it. Even if passengers intend to use them only on shore, security rules prohibit bringing them on board in the first place. This ban covers hoverboards, self-balancing scooters, and even some electric skateboards. The decision also stems from the challenges of storage and space. Cruise ships are designed for thousands of people moving safely through narrow hallways and common areas. Devices like hoverboards create obstacles and increase the chance of accidents. Instead, ships encourage passengers to explore ports on foot or use safe, organized excursions. While it might be inconvenient for those who love their personal devices, the rule ensures smoother operations and fewer hazards. 6. Certain types of alcohol. Alcohol is often associated with vacations, but bringing your own supply on a cruise ship is heavily restricted. Most cruise lines ban large quantities of alcohol, particularly hard liquor, from being carried on board. Some may allow a limited number of wine bottles, but anything beyond the rules is confiscated. The reason is twofold: safety and business. From a safety perspective, excessive alcohol consumption can lead to disruptive behavior, accidents, or even medical emergencies at sea. By controlling what passengers bring, cruise lines can better monitor and manage alcohol use on board. The business aspect is equally important. Cruise lines make a significant portion of their revenue from onboard bars and beverage packages. Allowing passengers to bring unlimited alcohol would undermine these sales. Instead, ships offer a wide selection of drinks at regulated prices, along with special promotions. Passengers may not always agree with this policy, but it is a consistent industry standard. By restricting outside alcohol, cruise lines maintain order, ensure safety, and support their onboard economy. 7. Weapons and self-defense. Items. One of the strictest bans on cruise ships involves weapons or any form of self-defense tools. Items like firearms, knives, pepper spray, or even martial arts equipment are not allowed on board under any circumstances. The reasoning is straightforward: safety for all passengers. A ship is a confined environment with thousands of people, and the presence of weapons could create panic, violence, or accidents. Even small pocket knives or utility blades, which travelers often carry without thinking, are confiscated by security. Cruise lines want to ensure that no one has the means to harm themselves or others while at sea. Beyond immediate safety, there are also legal reasons for this rule. Cruise ships visit multiple countries during their voyages, and every port has its own laws regarding weapons. Allowing passengers to carry them would create international complications and legal disputes. By enforcing a strict no weapons policy, cruise lines avoid these risks entirely. Instead, ships rely on their trained security teams to handle emergencies. For passengers, it means trusting the system in place rather than taking personal defense into their own hands. 8. Pool and dive equipment. Many travelers love water activities, but bringing personal pool or dive equipment on board is generally not permitted. Items like large snorkel sets, full-face diving masks, or inflatable rafts are often restricted. The main concern is sanitation and safety. Cruise lines cannot verify the cleanliness or condition of personal equipment, and they prefer to provide approved gear for onboard and offshore activities. This ensures passengers use items that are well maintained, disinfected, and meet safety standards. By using the ship's provided equipment, guests reduce the risk of spreading germs or facing malfunctions. There's also the issue of storage and logistics. Cabins are compact, and large inflatable items or gear can clutter spaces and create hazards in hallways. Cruise lines organize water activities with professional supervision and controlled equipment to minimize risks. While it may seem restrictive to leave your own gear at home, it guarantees a safer and more consistent experience. For passengers eager to explore marine life, cruise lines often offer rental packages or excursions that include high-quality equipment. 9. Fresh foods and perishable items. Another ban that surprises many travelers is the restriction on bringing fresh food and perishables on board. Fruits, vegetables, dairy, and meats are not allowed in personal luggage. The reason is tied to health and international regulations. Cruise ships visit multiple ports across different countries, and carrying fresh food risks introducing pests, bacteria, or diseases. These items could also spoil quickly, creating hygiene issues within cabins or public spaces. For this reason, all food consumed on board must come from the ship's kitchens or approved sources at port. Passengers who require special dietary items are encouraged to communicate with the cruise line in advance. Ships are well equipped to handle dietary needs, including vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, and allergy-sensitive meals. By banning outside perishables, cruise lines maintain strict control over food safety. It ensures that every meal served on board meets health standards and reduces the chance of contamination. While it may be inconvenient for those used to carrying snacks or special ingredients, it protects both passengers and the ship's reputation. 10. Fireworks and explosives. Perhaps the most obvious but still worth highlighting is the ban on fireworks and explosive devices. Some passengers may think bringing small fireworks for celebrations is harmless, but on a cruise ship it is strictly forbidden. Fireworks contain flammable materials that could ignite accidents, and handling them at sea is extremely dangerous. Cruise ships already provide organized entertainment and safe celebratory events, so personal fireworks are unnecessary. Any attempt to bring them on board can result in serious consequences, including denial of boarding or even legal action. The risks extend far beyond simple fire hazards when it comes to fireworks on a cruise ship. Unlike on land, where there is more space and access to emergency services, ships operate in a closed environment where even a small incident can escalate quickly. Fireworks can easily spark panic among passengers, especially in crowded deck areas, where confusion and fear may spread faster than the flames themselves. Beyond panic, they also pose a serious threat of physical damage to the ship's structure, potentially harming railings, decks, or lifeboat areas if an explosive were to misfire. Cruise ships may feel like floating resorts, but behind the luxury and fun lies a network of strict safety rules. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with fellow travelers who may be planning their next adventure.